Good morning, everybody. We're in windy, cold Newcastle, and we're playing the £560 main event of the UKPL. That's it, that's the intro, because every time I do one of these bloody things, I never get anywhere anyway. So see you in there, let's see how it goes. Well, end of the second break at UKPL Main Event Newcastle. Didn't do an update in the first break because, well, nothing fucking happened. So a few things to talk about now, though. Things have started to happen. Do have one hand that I'll touch on from the first three levels that I couldn't be asked to get my camera out before. Ace King 30k at 100, 100, 100. We opened to, under the gun opens to 300. We 3-bet the small blinds at 1500. The big blind cold calls that we don't know much about, and the ungun calls as well. Ace 8-7 rainbow, 4700 in there. I decided to check. Two set completing cards out there. Just wanted to hear the truth one time. Can't really get three streets against three players anyway. Checks to the under the gun player who bets 1200, and I call, and our player calls as well. Big blind. Sixes plays turn 8-300, and there we go. Check through to Ace of Hearts river, and I check again. Don't quite know why. I should probably bet myself, but I don't think it matters too much. I'm planning to check raise versus like 2/3, and then someone bets 6k, which I thought was bigger, but apparently that's like 80% pot. But I think this is pretty damn strong, and it's from the big blind as well, who could easily still have pocket ace 10-9. So I decided to just call, thinking maybe I'm stretching against ace queen anyway. If I click it back, he might not call. And he's got ace king as well that cold called the big blind, so we chopped that one. But yeah, I probably could have played that many different ways. Sevens I got 25k after folding pretty much everything else for the whole first three levels. Sevens at 200, 400. Under the guy opens to 900, who's like a wreck. I call under the gun 1 for 900. Small blind calls and the big blind call, 4-way to 7-4-3 with 2 clubs, which is completely reasonable. I have 7 of clubs. 4k in there. Checks to under the gun, who bets 1500. I was expecting it to check to me, but wrecks in these spots bet these boards way too often. I raised to 4100. I think we'll always raise in here. We might even get some like back jams from the blinds. They both fold, and he calls the 4100. Ace of clubs turn is not my favourite, but we do have a club. Always going to bet when he checks. And I go for like 40%, which is 5100 into 12,200. And he calls again. River's the 6 of hearts, bringing a 4 straight, and he donks for 5900. I don't think he should have any donks here. I don't think he has anyone. I probably have more 5x. I'm not entirely sure though. I might be wrong. He has pocket 5s and ace 5. I just think about whether I can get value from anything, decide I can't, on a 4 straight and a flush as well. Just call, and I beat a rivered set, which was interesting, but makes sense. So up to like 45k, we have 7-6 of clubs under the gun, open to 1k. Low jack calls and the small blind calls. Flop is 9-3 deuce rainbow. I'm just going to play range check here. Checks through to the king of diamonds. Check to me, I bet 2200. We get 1 fold and then a call from a guy that's got like 5k left after calling. And the river's 8 of hearts. We have 7 high. Our dick is in our hand, and it checks to us. I just ask him how much he has, and I think I can't check and say 7 high. I'd much rather bet. Like, I put him all in, and then if he calls, I get to say 7 high. So I shove, and after about 4 years, he folds and says he was thinking about calling ace high. I don't know what it is about me, but people never seem to think I have anything, which I didn't. But at least he folded. Then, like, I literally am trying to write these hands down, and everything's happening at once. The very next hand, I've got ace queen of diamonds, or 50k at 200, 400. Cut off opens to 1200. I call the button, which is sus. But this guy was like, this was the wreck from the sixes hand, and he's got like 15k back. So I thought playing in position in this situation was like probably better than 3-betting and probably getting a lot of folds. The small blind, who's a reg that I don't know, it makes it 5k, which is probably too small. The cut-off folds, and I call in position. We're relatively deep. I want to say that this guy has, we'll have it on screen, but I want to say he has about 40k. 10-4-4 with 2 diamonds, so I have a nut flush draw, 2 overcards, 12k in there. He bets 6,700, which I like, sizing-wise, and I have nothing to do but call, so I do. Ace of spades, I was begging for a diamond, but ace of spades turn, I was like, well, at least I don't have any decisions anymore, I'm just doing my bollocks. 25k in there. He bets 11-5, which I think is, again, really good, if he wants to bet, and I've obviously call. But he's only got like 17-6 left, which is around third pot, just over third pot on river. So I was like, is anyone really going to bluff for third pot on river? But I guess I do have like king, queen of diamonds here, like all the Broadway diamonds that I can definitely call fold. So that was in the back of my mind. When he shoves the river, which is the 7 of spades, when he shoves the river 17k into 48k, well, I'm like, well, I take like 1 second, I'm like, well, I'm just not going to ever fold, so I'll just call. I beat King Jack offsuit with no diamond, which I think is probably actually quite good. He doesn't need it to work very often because it's only third pot, so I'm a fan. Then we have this ridiculous, stupid hand I played, which I still don't know why I've done it. 9-7 offsuit, I opened to 1700 at 400, 800 on the button. Small blind and big blind call. Ace 10 4 rainbow, complete whiffage. 5900 and I just 2/3 pot, or no, like half pot, 3100 when it checks to me, and just the big blind call. So she's a tighter player. She's been fairly snug and not really done. She also very quickly called the flop, so I'm not worried about like Ace 10 or deuces, I don't think. She's also called a river bluff against me, which was not interesting enough to include before. So when she checks the turn, I just bet 15k on the deuce of diamonds, and I don't know why I've done that. I've got 9 high and absolutely no equity, and I've just decided that I wanted to win the hand, and thankfully they did fold after a small delay, which I didn't enjoy. And then the last hand, I've got 4 minutes left. I'm doing very well, although these are a bit quick. Jacks at 85k at 400, 800. Under the gun, who's a reg from Scotland, a Scotch reg, opens at 1600. Under the gun 2 calls, and I call the low jack because I don't know why. Again, under the gun 2 is the rec from the hands before, so I'm like, maybe this plays well multi-way, you know, unverse under the gun, maybe this is fine, so just go ahead and call. Sinead on the button makes it 5200 off a starting stack of 30k, and it folds back to me, and I think that I'm just doing well enough here to pile. There's also extra money in there, and you know, she can easily have like 9s, 10s, ace king, ace queen, ace jack, although that's difficult. Obviously I'm going to get snippety snapped sometimes, but that's life, and she does end up tank folding what I think was pocket 10s. So all in all, a fairly reasonable last 3 levels, and we have about 100k going back to 500, 1k. So I have about 100 big blinds, which is comfort zone. So hopefully we can make some things work. That's to tell me sake I've got to take my seat, so we'll go and do that, and I'll see you in 3 levels. Hopefully, not before that. Not the easiest spot for an update, but needs must. We have 10 minutes. We're still in the tournament, notably. If I'm up first, this is probably not advisable, but under the gun opens, Sinead calls a low jack. I have 100k and 3-2 off in the big, and I complete. Very good price, and I think it, you know, potential for playing quite well. Deuce 4-5, 2 diamonds, 7,500 in there. I decide to donk. I donk probably a little bit small, 1,300. This probably doesn't achieve very much, other than a bit of stunting, I guess. And they both call. The turn is the 10 of hearts, 11,200 in there, and I decide to bluff for just over half pot, 6,700. Super optional, but like there should be some like 7s, 8s, and maybe some ace highs that I can leverage here in both ranges. So I mean, just like some overcards. I didn't bet very big on flops, so like I think it's reasonable. I get called by the original raiser, and I'm like, oh god. Depending on river, I may launch this off. The river's the deuce of hearts. Absolutely rewarded. It's just the easiest shove in the world. Like, there's no point betting small because, like, if they have a flush draw, then they're just going to fold to any size anyway. And if they have an overpair, they're going to be way too inelastic to sizing. So I just shove, and they fold what I assume was a flush draw very quickly. Next one's kind of annoying. Probably one I would take back. Jack 9 of diamonds, 120k at 600, 1200, so 100 big blinds. Reg opens the button to 2500. I call out the small blind with Jack 9 of diamonds. And the big blind, another reg calls as well. Flop is 9 high, 9-5 deuce with 2 clubs and a spade. 8,700 in there, pretty reasonable board for me, but it checks through to the 3 of clubs, which isn't great. Check, check, and the button bets 4,100 into 8,700. Honestly, with someone behind, maybe we can just like let this go, even though it kind of sucks. I don't think we can though, so I do call. King of diamonds river, 16,900 in there. I check, and he bets 15k. Now, like, obviously folding the river is never bad live. This is a reg, and this is very obviously a reg. And he should have a bunch of like ace jack off with a club, like ace king off with a club, ace queen off with a club that checks back flop and starts bluffing turn. And there's a lot of that, and if he overdoes it with those hands, then yeah, he's going to be probably overdoing it. Basically saying he's got about a flush. 15 is about pot, just under pot, so he's saying it's a very strong hand. He doesn't say he has top pair, unless he's complete sicko. And he knows that I never fold the river. I tanked for a bit, not very happy about it, speaking out loud a little bit. and eventually end up calling and getting shown 6-4 of spades for a straight, which is kind of annoying. Not what I was expecting to see. I was expecting to see either a single club or just a flush. But we lose regardless, so we're down to like 90k, and then the button, it folds to the button, who's this guy that's just like really, really erratic. I feel like it was somewhere between 15 and 20 big blinds that he shoves the button. I wake up with ace king of clubs in the big blind, and here's the rest. A king high board and dead on the turn, so very, very comfortable one. And we have, I actually haven't counted, but I think we have like 130k going back to 1-2. So not 100 big blinds anymore, and my table is a lot worse than it was. Some people took their leave rather prematurely by their own volition. So hopefully we can keep things going. We need to play 15 levels, we played 9, so 6 more, it's quite a long way to go, but we'll see how it goes. So hopefully see you in 3 levels for an update. How are we doing, guys? That was an extremely rough level. 3 levels, sorry. We got 3 levels to the break, to day 2, so in the money, but unfortunately we're not doing that well anymore. I didn't write it down, but there's one hand where there was a whale that limped. We're at 2,500 big blind, 1,000, 2,500. He limps for 2,500, I make it 9k on a small blind with ace jack of diamonds, and the big blind cold calls, and then the whale calls. The flop is king 6-5, king of diamonds, 6 of hearts, 5 of hearts. And I'm just like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna see, but I don't really want to check call, and there's a good chance I can win. I mean, I don't fucking know, do I? At this point I had like 120k, so just over 40 bigs. And then I just get raised to 25k from big blind. I'm like, I just sat there thinking, this is absolute horseshit. Like, genuinely, I can't think of a good hand that you'd want to do this with. Like, you're not going to want king queen. You've not got ace king. Like, have you got 6-5 suited? That makes the most sense. Pocket 5s and 6s is surely just cool. So I was thinking, this is actually just nonsense. I was thinking about banging it in, but I just didn't have it in me. It looks so stupid if I've got, obviously, if I'm against something really good. Honestly, I feel like I could bang it in, and based on what he said afterwards, I think he just was full of shit. I actually thought pre-flop he might have seen my hand, because it was so weird, the flop. And that really made me want to shove. Anyway, I didn't shove, and then I just opened and got 3-bet, and just pissed away all of my fucking stack for the rest of the session. And then someone sat down, like a Grosvenor pro sat down, I can't remember his name, and he just bangs in, under the gun, 10 big blinds. And I've got 7s in the small blind off of like 20 bigs. Just get it in. He's got ace-4 off, and we're off to the race. I don't know how good the footage is, but let's go and have a look. River then.
Nice time.
Hey.
Good luck, everyone. It was a pleasure.
Thursday or Monday.
So yeah, we won that one, and like we're up at 100k now. Average is like 150k, and we're going back to 2-4. So we've got 25 bigs. I obviously don't know what I'm doing, and there's a very good chance that this vlog never sees the light of day because I've dusted it off. But we're still in the mix. My table's very bad. They're really good players. They're very aggressive, and I haven't had many good hands to like stick around with. And I'm not that competent. So hopefully we can like just get some luck or something, and 3 levels to survive, so 42 hours left to go. Hopefully we can just limp over the line or something. Josh is out, so my percentage is dead as well, so we need to get this through. Hopefully the next time you see me I'm in the money and day 2, but almost certainly I'll be out. Best of luck. Well guys, we made it to day 2 with 41,000 chips, which is going to be 5 bigs. I would be very happy, but it's not a definite that we're in the money, apparently. Apparently, it could be a few more players. We had 12 players left, but apparently it might be like just like a little bit off. So we could have a real sweat. Hopefully we get on feature to have the sweat. I didn't even have anything that I could have done in the last, I don't know, 3 hours. I just completely card dead. Everyone's just ramming it in, having kings and queens every hand. So I did what I could. We're in day 2. We may not be in the money. The next thing you see will be the reveal of whether we are or not, and if we're not, it's going to be damn sweaty. So see you Sunday. Day off tomorrow, going to explore Newcastle with Ian Simpson, unfortunately. Our punishment for making day 2 is spending a whole day with Ian Simpson. So yeah, let's see how it goes. I'm very tired. Let's go to bed. Good luck. How are we doing, guys? Morning of day 2 on Sunday here. It's a fucking wonderful day in Newcastle. We'll probably be able to enjoy it very shortly because we've got 5 big blinds. We're second shortest stack in the main, 45 left, 45 paid. So we're in the money, £1,050 locked. It looked like we might not be in the money yesterday. It was a little bit sweaty. So thankfully we are, which means that instead of having to like nurse and hopefully not like get binked into the big blind and lose half our stack immediately, we are able to try to spin our 5 big blinds. I think we're going to go straight onto feature because Jay wants to watch me bust. And we're heading into the casino now, and we're going to see if we can make a miracle happen. We've got the right hoodie for miracles, if you guys know. Let's go and see if we can spin it up. Otherwise, we're going to watch the Reds and have a good day anyway. Look at the weather. See you in there. All right, guys, bit of a whirlwind. Try and fit this all in. I'll probably make a vlog out of this. It's a fun one. Certainly the last couple of hours have been interesting. So we start off with ace-3 offsuit under the gun. I decide to shove. I'm in the big blind next hand, which will have me like, you know, nearly half my stack in. So I decide to run it. Here we go. We need one of the pointies. It's not a very pointy dealer, is it? Cheers, buddy. Low. Cheers, buddy. I used the wrong fucking camera as well. I think you're keeping half of it on you, dealer. We then defend 10-9 offsuit against, so we're up to 105k, which is nice. Nice little turn card. We defend the big blind versus a cut-off open from Alex Risby, who is disgustingly good. It makes me ill. He makes it 16k. We call king, queen. I have 10-9 offsuit with a 9 of spades. King, queen, deuce, 2 spades. I check, he bets 8k, and I decide to call. I could also check raise, I think, would be quite good, considering. But it's so cheap, I think it's all right. Deuce of spades turn, so 3 spades. Check, check. And queen of hearts river, I decide to block for 15k. I could also shove. I'm not sure which is better. I'm just trying to fold chops with my size. And he shoves and shows a7 off with a spade. So obviously just trying to fold me off of like a small pair. We then get ace king and we shove from calf. Here we go. 6s? Fuck. I'd rather have ace-3 off. Dealer. 8. I said 8. Dealer. Good lad. Hey, look, if I don't do well in this, it's never going to be your fault. It shall be all mine. I'm winning the all-ins and losing the skill pots to the freaks. Everything's backward. So we win that one as well, which is nice. And then someone shoves like, the same guy shoves like cut off, and we're in the big blind, and we wake up with ace-9 offsuit. I'm not really sure what to do here. I think he has like 8 big blinds. We tank a bit and then call, and here we go again. Ace-9 against 10-9. That's dealer. It's just not what we wanted, is it? Deuce. Deuce. Good lad. This guy is unbelievable, by the way. Yeah, that's just more all-ins I've won in my whole career in like 10 minutes. At this point, we're up to like 170 or something. We open king 6 of spades. Barry defends the big blind, who's a good reg from Scotland. He it's ace jack 10 with 2 clubs. I have obviously no club and a diamond. Check, to me, I bet 1 big blind and he calls. Turn 5 of clubs, I check back. I'm planning to give up. But the river's a queen of hearts. And he bets like 19k. And I decide that I can't really get called by anything worse than a king, and I don't want to get shoved on by a club. And he had queen 8 with the queen of clubs, so he probably would have shoved on me, so I'm glad I didn't do that, because I'd probably fold. We then get an open from under the gun, and I decide, well, I look down at ace queen off. The ladders are really quite slow, so we need a stack. I decide to jam ace queen off in the hijack. So here we go. $230 exactly. So he folds, which is great. I then defend ace queen off versus big blind, in the big blind versus under the gun open from a guy that I'm not really sure about. 10-5-5, 2 diamonds and a heart. I check, he bets 15k, and I just call. I have like 270 at this point, or so 250 at this point or something, 230. It's ace of spades turn, which is great. Check, check, obviously never bang. And the river's 6 of hearts. I don't know what the pot size is here, but I bet 59k. And he folds. I then play another small pot, which I win when I open ace queen, and some guy defends big. Yeah, ace queen off, he defends big blind. I flop an ace and bet flop and turn, he folds. So I'm on like 320 at this point, and this is leading to this hand. OMC, same guy that I shoved ace queen on actually, now sizes up. It doesn't 2x this time, he makes it 31k at 612. And I'm like, this feels fucking strong. And I was just like, I really, really don't like this. I asked him how much he had in his stack, and it just giving me very, very, very bad vibes. I have ace jack of hearts in the big blind, and I decided not to shove, and I think shoving is really good. Like, if Risby's opening the button here, I'm probably just going to shove. One, because I don't want to play out of position against him post, and two, because it's just a really good hand. I want to say I've got like 25 big blinds, he's got like 22 big blinds. Flop is ace jack 3 all spades. I check thinking, okay, this is probably going to be a hand that I check shove. If he bets like, because usually they size up these boards like OMCs and like recreationals, so they don't use the small bet. So I'm thinking I'll probably be able to just check shove this flop. I think it plays best, but 70k in there about that, and he shoves for 250,000. I take a deep breath and have to call it off. He has kings with a spade, and we're off to a turn. We need to fade a spade for the absolute fucking cake. We did not fade a spade. So unfortunately, 4 of spades on the turn kills us dead. We only laddered a little bit, 1110. Keep losing these big spots deep in tournaments, unfortunately, but like we did win a few all-ins to get there, so I can't really complain too much this time. It's obviously awful, and I'm, gutted, but thought I played really well, and day 2 went about as well as I could have hoped. Gonna go and watch the football now, get my money, and I did my best. So yeah, go and take my £1,100 and go and watch the game. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you on the next one. All the best.